Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Big Bad Bench. Today, we got a lot of work to do. We're going to start off with what's behind me right here, which is an Apple II Plus that's very sad. Well, it's not very sad, but it's kind of working. But basically, what we have is an Apple II Plus that does this. And if we type stuff, you can see it does stuff. It beeps. It does stuff. And so we need to. I want to try to flash a new character ROM for this thing, and hopefully that'll recover it. I don't know. We'll see. I want to say hi to everyone in the chat. We got Eric's Edge, One Bit Fever Dream, Sloopy Malibu, and the Panman GR. How's it going, folks? So let's see here. So let's talk about how I've been diagnosing this thing. I'm going to shut this off and go to here. No, let's go to here. Okay, so first up, I want to talk about what's his name? Rudy. Rudy's Retro Intel. And so Rudy has some really good resources for troubleshooting Apple IIs. And if you go to his page, and there was this video that he did for Apple II, he has a link here for a diagnostic spreadsheet, and I put it on a thing here that we can see. And so in this spreadsheet, he has a bunch of all kinds of different issues that you can potentially have with your Apple II Plus, and what would potentially cause it. And so basically I followed his suggestions here. I checked this at 74LS257, this 74LS161, and those are all working fine. There's this weird 9334 chip that I can't do anything about, so we're going to skip that one for the time being. But this 2513 character generator, that is a possibility for causing this issue as well. And so what do we do if we have a bad character generator? Well, we could buy one. But according to Shadowtron blog, and here's his YouTube page here about this particular issue. So you can, instead of using this 2316 chip, you can use a regular 2716 EEPROM. And so that's what we're going to try first today. Let's see if we can flash an EEPROM and see if that's going to fix that. So let's go back to here. So I've been waiting on these. These are, this is a 2716 EEPROM that I bought from China. I got a bunch of them. They just came in yesterday. And this is my little TL, I think it's a what's it, T48 or something like that, EEPROM programmer. So yeah, let's plug this in here. Click that down, and let me check chat again. Hey, Alan Gracia and Mac84 here. Yes, you know you're old when you find spreadsheets hot. Well, one bit, you and I as scientists, we always find spreadsheets hot. It's when we get other people excited about spreadsheets. That's when things are really going well. And Gutbomb's here too. How's it going, Gutbomb? All right, so let's switch over to my Flash software. We need to change up what kind of chip we're using. This is from last week. I think this is an ST chip. Yeah, or that's a Fairchild. Okay. NM. Well, we can put in 27. C16. And we should get Fairchild here. And there's our 27C16BQ. Select. Okay, so let's read this chip. Gutbomb's correct. Programmers prefer CSV. Nobody really likes Excel, but Spreadsheets. Yeah, spreadsheets. Okay, so whenever I get these chips in, I always like to read them because you never know what's going to come in from a chip from China. So this all reads FF. So now we need to go back. Let's go back to the web, and that's the wrong thing. Oh my god, I have so many windows open. I'm sorry, people. Let's see. This web page, the Apple II documentation project. They have all the Apple II ROMs and stuff, so we have a thing for the ROM images, and this should be our video ROM. That was our BIOS from last week that we downloaded. Okay, so we can go back now to our Flash program and load our file. That was something that I've been working on for Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack. Okay, we got our Apple Plus video ROM here. Alright, this always scares me. Alright, 3, 2, 1, program. Oh, program. Okay. So let's verify this thing. All right. So let's go back to here. All right. So there's our flashed ROM. And I'm going to pull off. Yeah, this is off right now. I'm going to pull off the keyboard to make this a little easier to get to. And this. Okay, remember the notch is facing towards me. Just gonna give that a little tweak. Okay. It's going. Okay, let's see. Who else has showed up here? Sorry. What about the people that have to program in Excel? Hey, Rudy. You just missed I was talking about you and your awesome spreadsheet. Hey, Epictronics. All right, a lot of good spreadsheet conversation here. Alrighty. So we got our thing in. Let's see if this does it. Okay. 3, 2, 1. It's it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There. It says Apple II Plus up there. Yes. Random letters. Yes, random letters. 10, print, hello. Oh. How do we go backwards on an Apple II? Oh, geez, look. I'm not even, man, I am so bad at this. Where's the quotes? Where's the quotes on an Apple II Plus? Left arrow. Left arrow. No, that's Shift 2. Oh, there's the quote. Okay. Jeez, it's been so long since I used an Apple II. Shift 2. A little semicolon. 10. Turn. Run. Yes! Oh, man. Yes, now that I've completed the repair, we'll have to write a spreadsheet program in BASIC. All right. So, this is so exciting. Oh my god. Okay. So, let's shut this thing down. Okay. So, the issue was that the character generator ROM was bad. So this thing is ready to go now. So with all the troubleshooting I've done with this thing, you can see that we have all the RAM banks populated. I currently have the language card in there, so we have a full 48K of RAM in this thing. Let's put this thing back together for a little bit. So I have a couple pictures of this thing. Let's see. Let's go here. So remember, this is what this thing looked like when I got it. It was pretty nasty. The keyboard, it had like this white fuzz all over it, and it was bad. And so when I took the keys off, everything underneath was rusty. So I've basically gone over this whole thing. Every key has been taken unsoldered, and that whole plate has been cleaned up. I repainted that plate, and at some point along the line, the power light actually started working too. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's put this over here for the time being. Let's get this thing buttoned up. Oh my god, it's so nice to get this thing off the big bad bench. Alright, somewhere on here I should have some keys. Yeah, or screws. Yeah, it was moldy or something. So this computer, I've mentioned it before, but I bought it, I don't know, 2 years ago maybe. And you could tell it had been in somebody's basement, because it had that basement aroma on it. The motherboard was, it was not looking good. So everything got a ultrasonic bath. When I first decided to start working on this, I opened up the power supply on Dave's Vintage Apple Tech stream, and we replaced the refa, or changed the refa out for a regular polymer cap. All of the screws were rusty, so I gave them a hydrochloric acid bath. There's a short on my channel that you can see. You can see the screws the screws soaking in the hydrochloric acid to get rid of the rust. And then I did a technique where I blackened the screws by coating them in WD-40. I let them sit in WD-40 for a couple days after the hydrochloric acid. And then I lit them on fire. So I used the WD-40 to burn the screws and to give them a little blackening. There are 2 screws here that I have not replaced. I'll show you those in a second. And you can see how bad they are. So yeah, that was a fun experiment with the fire. I wouldn't recommend it if anyone's thinking about it. It was actually kind of scary. Of course, I did that outside. Never light your Apple II screws on fire inside the house. Actually, just never do it. Like so many things I do on this channel, just don't do the things I do. What is wrong with you? Why would you do that? So yeah, all of the motherboard, logic board. I don't know, what do we call the motherboard? A motherboard in an Apple II. All the pins on all the chips were corroded. And so I basically pulled every chip off and tested it with the Retro Chip Tester Pro. All those logic chips, they're super easy to test with that. So, and they're all socketed, so testing all that stuff out is very easy on the Apple II. Okay, we're getting closer now. Well, like, I don't know. I haven't seen any of the old repair guides. Maybe Rudy, you'll know. Is it called a logic board or a motherboard for an Apple II? So, with motherboards, it's all about, like, things get plugged in. I can understand, like, for this Mac Classic that we're going to work on later, there's, like, nothing to plug in. But, and I understand logic board is good for this. But, for a Apple II, you got to plug a bunch of stuff in. Yeah, I used to use the terms kind of interchangeably as well, Alan, but I got yelled at by the Apple people for calling my motherboards, or calling the logic boards motherboards. Not the Apple people, the Mac people. Okay. Does it have current that can kill you? No, logic board. Yeah, but I'm a Mac people. You're all good. Thanks, Alan. I appreciate that. All right, what else are we gonna put in this thingy? Oh yeah. So this actually came out of my Apple IIe. This thing had a Lyron card in it, and I put the Lyron card in my Apple IIe. So I'm gonna put this one in there. Which one? Slot 6. This is slot 6. Hey Jeremy, how's it going? All right. Woot. All right, so let's see if my Duo discs work. Duo disc. Ugh. So this matches the color of my Apple IIe. It doesn't match the color of this Plus. And so I got this giant floppy disk container. They were chucking it at work, and so I rescued it. I found my old floppy disks. Remember Egghead Software? So this one says Logo Plus. I wonder if this thing's gonna boot Logo. Oh yeah. This one had ProDOS on it. Let's put that in there. What's that? Oh yeah. We gotta connect the thing up if we want it to work. It's booting. Relocation configuration error. Oh, do I have... No, that's not it. Wonder what that's all about. So that's not happy. I don't have any diagnostic discs. That's one of the things I need to make. Oh, ProDOS. I'm glad I don't have an Apple II where I would want to fix it watching you. Thank you. What's this one do? Unable to load ProDOS. Okay, so this one's working. Alright, so that booted up. Oh, sorry. Here, let's do this. Alright, so the floppy drive is working, the Duo disk is working in this, so that's something. I'm gonna have to, like, remember how to use an Apple II, but that'll be fun to do. Alright, I also need the 16K card for it. What's the 16K card gonna do? I thought that's what the language card is. Ugh. All right. So that's one thing off the big bad bench. Oh, I'm so excited that was the problem. I really didn't want to have to buy another chip, although I mean I bought 10 2716 chips, but you know, those can be used for other stuff. Yeah. So set this aside. Yeah, just to show you. Go back to here. So yeah, this is what's in there. The language card with all the RAM on it. So, and I don't know if that's gonna come through. Yeah. The RAM I put on the language card is original Apple stuff for the most part. This thing did have a bunch of bad RAM. Oh, some programs won't work with 48K. All right. That might explain why that other thing didn't want to boot. All right. So this Apple II Plus is good to go. Oh my gosh, I need to go set this down. All right. Next project. Everything is broken garage. How's it going, Ryan? Next project. All right, so I can get rid of this. We're not going to need that. Let's zoom in here a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I need to get some diagnostic software for the Apple II. Really run it through its paces. So, this is an IBM 0665 drive that came out of the 5170. That was a mouse house that I worked on last weekend. And when I plugged it in, we blew a tant. There was a giant pile of mouse leavings right here. So I'm kind of worried about the condition of this thing. Yeah, I don't know if I want to get something that could work in a 2GS, because I don't know if you can see. Oh, no, you can't see. Behind me, I have my Apple 2GS, and I would like to have some sort of drive that I could potentially use between the two of them. Whether that's a floppy EMU or a W drive. I'm happy to hear everyone's opinions about which one I should get, or if there are any that actually can work with both. All right, let's go to our microscope here. Let's take a look at how bad this is. I haven't looked at this under the microscope yet. This PCB is really cool, though. It's like kind of translucent. I don't know if you're going to be able to see my finger. You can kind of see the spot over here. I'm moving my finger underneath it. But yeah, so there's that tant that blew. So I'm hoping that if we just replace these caps, that this will be a working drive. That might be kind of high hopes. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, yeah, that's moving. Alright, I was worried that that was not going to move. Sometimes when things explode, they kind of weld themselves to boards. Oh yeah, look at that. I don't even know what that is. It's like a chunk of the cap. Oh, it's the thing that goes around the edge. Whew. That was the explosion, man. This one made a mess. But the trace looks alright. The solder pads look alright. Let's get this one off of here too, just in case. It's kind of funny that I'm using tantalums for pretty much everything these days, but I'm going to get rid of a couple here. Okay, those are gone. Let's clean up some of that mess. Snippers. Oh geez, I'm dropping stuff. It's okay. Everything's okay. Alright, so that's all cleaned off. So let's clean it with this. Some isopropanol. Oh, look at this. Okay, so this is good. So one of the things I was worried about is I don't have tantalums, but I do have some through hole caps, and so we can use the through holes in the exact same way that the tantalums are. So I might need to turn this down so you can see it better. Let's dry up some of this isopropanol. So let's clear this off. Oops. Alright, this might be easier to do from the back. Oop. Made a mess on the big bad bench. There we go. Over here. Should be using the solder sucker machine that Gut Bomb donated, but I don't have it over here right now. Man, they don't want to come out. Alan's still stuck on the motherboard and logic board debate. Apple refers to the circuit board. Oh, so now we got to call the Apple II a circuit board. Call everything else logic boards and motherboards. All right, so these are 22 microfarad, 16 volt cap. Let's see if I have them. Yeah, okay. I can't keep track of more than 2 names for things, so I don't know. People will just have to yell at me for using the wrong name. Gupom, I fixed the solder station. It works perfectly now. No nasty noises, no nothing. I'm gonna use some desoldering braid on this. It's gonna make it a little easier, hopefully. To use my good desoldering braid. Hey, Technite. Man, that's stubborn. Hey, Vic the Vicar. Oh, well, you missed all the fun to start off with. We got the Apple II Plus that I was working on a couple weeks ago. That's all ready to go. We made a new character ROM for it, and it works like great. It works great. Got it to boot up off of the Duo disk drive. So I am a happy Apple II Plus owner right now. Yeah, I do have a larger soldering iron tip. We're gonna do this the old school way. All right. Sorry, excuse me. So let's go back to here. Oh, the other thing I need to do is figure out which one's ground. I forgot to remember that. So I'm gonna take our middle one. This one's ground on both sides. That can't be good. Alright, so that side's ground. There's a little bit of voltage drop there, so that's... Alright, so that's ground, and that's ground. Alright, grounds are up. Alright, have a good day, Rudy. Thanks for all of your assistance. I was only able to fix that Apple II Plus due to Rudy's awesomenitude. So, mad props to Rudy. Okay. I'm going to do this the old school way that I used to do caps, which is put a big blob of solder on the back. Go with our positive lead. think having that big, oh, it almost went that time. I think having that big solder pad right there is making this harder on me. Jeez. What the heck, IBM? Alright, we're going to switch to a big honkin' soldering tip here. My old school welder does not support hot swapping. Well, it's technically hot swapping because, you know, we're swapping while it's hot. Give that a second to warm up. We're going to come back at it with a bigger tip. Get that solder off of there. Gonna do all we can. Give it some extra help with the thing. What's the downsides? No, it's a pain in the butt because you got a hot tip that you're touching. Yeah, burning your fingers. So yeah, with this thing, while we're waiting for that to boot up, so this was out of the 5170, and last weekend I went to go power this up and it exploded. So that was kind of sad. I'm using my face to feel the temperature of the soldering iron. It's very technical. This thing is just absorbing heat. I've never seen an old school board absorb this much heat. That's wild. So look at the structure of this thing. You can see all the traces. All right. All right. So we're gonna do this again. This way. Like those vias don't go all the way through. Oh, nope, there it goes. There's one. Man. There we go. Old school ways working. Okay. Massive amounts of heat required on that one. Come up a little bit more. Alrighty. One of the two is done. That took entirely too long. What the heck? Alright. Just double checking to make sure I put it in the right way. Yes, extra IBM quality for all that extra copper. Negatives up. So it'll be fun when we plug this in and it explodes again after all this work. Gotta be lined up with your via or it's not gonna go. Yeah, this is the poop hard drive that blew up last stream. Oof. Hey Trina, how's it going? We're currently watching me wrestle a poop hard drive. Alright, we got our leads through the board finally. What a mess. Let's clip some of that extra stuff off, get rid of a little bit of thermal mass. Alrighty. Whew. Okay. So that's the board. That was, I haven't had issues like that in a long time in redoing one of these. Alright, so this thing was very rusty. Oh yeah, yeah, the other thing I can show you, there's a lot of rust. So I polished a lot of this with one of my little eraser polishing wheels to try to get rid of some of the corrosion. So this is like the magnet. So the motor spins very nicely, or the rotors here, and then there's the lock here for the head, and that's moving. So basically, everything's free. This drive should not freak out because of that it's bound or something like that. If it burns up, it burns up because of other issues. Vic the Vicar considering a glass of whiskey. Okay, so that goes like this. And then we have a screw. That goes like that. Oh, come on, thing. Okay, that's on. Okay, these clips that hold that motor in place were also really in bad shape. So I took them off, wire wheeled them. So the thing I'm feeling right here is to see whether this touches anything. Don't want it to touch the motor if possible. So it seems like everything's spaced out well. And watch it short out and explode. Okay, see you, Alan. Alright, so then this goes up here. And then this goes here. And then that goes there. Okay. Oof. And somewhere. Had this. And some little screws. Alright, I'm getting nervous now. We're getting close to powering this thing back up. I like these blue IBM screws. Come on, thing. Okay, one more screw. Alright, here we go. So, it's a little Terminator pack. Oh, shoot. I forgot something. Oh, jeez. Sorry, folks. Ah, stupid. I knew I was forgetting something. That's probably the most important part of the hard drive. So I think if I take this one off, Eduardo Espinoza, hello, welcome. Those are like smartphone screws. They're a little bigger than smartphone screws. Okay, so yeah, I can do this without totally taking that apart. Right. Do my students know that I stream? No, typically not. I don't think any of them do. I did mention it at one point to some students because I need somebody to design me a logo for my channel. Okay, so oh, you can't see, but I can feel it click down. So I offered to the students to design me a logo, but nobody took me up on it. Hey, Justin D. Morgan. Alright, let's see if we have a better time getting these screws in this time. Oh yeah, much easier. Take two. Yeah, this is kind of where I go to sort of use my brain in different ways from what I do during the day. Get rid of our flux. Okay, so we're going to take wagers here. Who says this is going to be another explosion? And who says it'll work? And who says it'll just kind of make some sad noises and won't do much of anything? Ugh. Let's get this beast, this PC power and cooling. Alright, Gut Bomb is saying no fire today. Let's have it. That's where the fire was located, so I'll have a better view. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Alright, well, it wasn't spinning up. That might not be... I forgot to check the solder joints on the drive. Sometimes those... Justin's disappointed he missed the live fire last week. Yeah, that seems pretty solid. Let's try it again. 3, 2, 1. No, it's not seized. I know it's not seized. Because you could turn the motor from the bottom. But the one thing I forgot to do when I had that... No, we're not going to do the mallet, because you use the mallet to break the heads free if they're seized to the platters. But we know that the motor spins free, and that the head arm was free as well, because you could access it from the bottom. Do see a resistor I don't really like. Oh, I forgot to plug this. Oh my gosh, I forgot to plug this in. So that would tell you why the motor's not going to spin up if you don't plug the motor wires in. God, I'm an idiot. What the heck? Oh my god. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. They got to take away my YouTube license. We're taking away your stream key, John. You can't do this anymore. Well, we don't know if the mystery's solved, but... Yeah, hopefully it didn't screw anything up too bad. You never know with these things. It's like, oh yeah, you didn't plug that in. I'm gonna fry. Nice. Yeah, it's always good to find fixes where it's just like missing an internal plug or something. Okay, but there was no fire, so we're gonna take that as a win. Although, well, it wasn't also trying to start up the motor. So, oh yeah, here's our lucky. That's where it was plugged in last week. Let's use a different one. Okay, here we go again. 3, 2, 1. We got power. Although it's bouncing the heads, which that's always not a great sign. Um, should we try this with the 5170 motherboard? Let's try it with the 5170 motherboard. Okay. Let's zoom out a little bit here. There we go. How am I going to fit this all? This is kind of unruly. So whenever you hear the heads bounce like that on any kind of hard drive, you know, like the click of death kind of thing, it's typically not a good sign. But old drives are weird. Maybe they require to be plugged in. We'll see. Yeah. These MFM drives, you never know. Let's see. Let's need some VGA. And let me grab my postcode card. Just pop that in there. For AT power supplies, always make sure you put your black wires towards the middle together. And let's plug in keyboard. And get the TV going. Three, two, one. Uh-oh. That's not good. Three, two, one. No. Okay. Maybe one of the tants died on the board somewhere. 3, 2, 1. Oof. Now we're not getting anything. Alright, let's pop this out. Oh. Well, that's not good. Okay. Three, two, one. Alright, so it looks like we got a dead tantalum on this 50 or on this MFM interface card. So whatever. I knew there was one that was bad. I forgot about that. That's gonna need to be fixed. Maybe that one had exploded before. Alright, let's set this aside. Gonna have to play with that later. But at least the hard drive spun up and didn't catch fire. So I'm gonna take that as a win. Should we just try to let's see if this is. It's gonna itch at my brain. Let's see here. That's shorted. Yep, that cap is shorted. All right. Let's unplug the cap. I really want to try this. So we're gonna do this. Alrighty. Let's try this again with our cap undone. Alright, let's try this. 3, 2, 1. Alright, yep. So it was that cap. We also got some beeping happening. Oh, okay. Alright, let's plug our hard drive back in. Let's see if it'll spin up now. Got some beeping going on. Three, two, one. Okay, our screen's kicked on. Let's switch up this. Oh, it's not bouncing now that it's plugged in, so maybe this will go. Disk error, that's fine. Alright, cool. Well, that not bouncing is a really good thing. Alright, let's try this. Oh, yeah, there's no park command when you just shut it off. The old days, you need to park your drives. Alright, let's try it with a XT IDE in there. We might need to find a IBM setup disk and configure that. But that's good. Sleepy now. Yeah, it's not seeing the drive. I'm gonna have to find a IBM disk. All right, well, that's not a bad thing. We got that kind of, sort of, almost working. Dude, where's my disk heads? Oh, that's good. Alrighty, so let's get this off the bench. This has taken a lot longer than I thought it would, but I still would like to press forward and work on the Mac Classic. Okay. Got this. Set that aside. Alright, say goodbye to the 5170 for a little while. Set this aside. Don't need this. Don't need this. We don't need this. Alright. Need to clean the bench a little bit. Oh, did I miss a comment from Justin? Yeah, the XT uses jumpers, the AT uses setup diskette. Okay, so here's the Mac Classic that is currently empty. So a couple weeks ago I did a stream. Let's go back to go back to here. Of these triaging these compact Macs. And so this is the Mac Classic right here that we're going to work on right now. You could see it had a nice farmer's tan on it. So this thing, it was really nasty, had farmer's tan. And I gave it some retro brighting. And so you can see it's in a much better state nowadays. Alright, first thing is this bit. Oh, hard drive's in the way. Set that over there. Alright, I got all my IBM and Mac screws all confused with one another. It's anarchy over here. Alright, so here's some Mac screws. Someone should have taught me how to be better organized. That should be good to get started at least. Let's code a local talk multiplayer game for those 3 Macs. So one of the Macs is already disassembled and partially disposed of. The SE was in such bad shape. I threw the front part of it away. The front part of the chassis, it's just too broken. So that one is gone. And I'm using it as parts to fix other machines. Oof. Okay. So there's the front. Got our 4 screws that hold the main metal chassis on there. So we're like part of the way there. This Classic was like the nicest compact Mac I've ever taken apart. There was absolutely no corrosion on this chassis at all. This was a really good clean system. It's a shame that it was, it used to be yellow as heck. So let's set that aside. And let's look at this analog board. So this thing was in really rough shape. Well, it wasn't in rough shape, but whenever you have an analog board for a Classic or a Classic 2, pay very close attention to the caps that are right there because they are gross. They leak like heck. So I did that. So now what I need to do is figure out which caps go where. And I think I have all the caps I need. If not, we might have to end the stream. We'll see. Let's see here. Alright, so we need to start off with a 470 microfarad 50 volt. And we got a 470 microfarad 25 volt. And of course I have my big honkin' solder tip on, so that'll be good. Well, I guess for an analog board it's fine. Alright, put that one there, and then we need 470 microfarad 25 volt. So to be honest, I haven't taken all the caps off this board. I only took off the ones that normally get really nasty. There's these little ones that are all around the side that I didn't have, so I'm not gonna replace them yet. Okay. And I need another 470 microfarad 25 volt. Uh-oh. Oh, good. I have one more. Okay. So down there. There. Okay. Sorry, I lost chat for a second. Epictronics is back. Yeah, Classic 2 is a much better system than a Classic. I don't think Classics are worth it. They're just so underpowered. They're kind of an embarrassment that Apple sold them at all. Yay, and Epictronics is gonna have a new video this week, of course. Oh, an IBM video. Ooh, a 5160, even better. Nice. All right, so we were working on originally the Apple II Plus. We fixed the Apple II Plus thanks to Rudy's awesomeness. Then we put the IBM 5170 hard drive back together, and it spun up. Eventually, once I realized that you actually have to like plug all the wires in together, and it spun up, but I need to find a 5170 configuration utility thing and get that get going. I think the hard drive's going to be okay eventually. Um, it did catch fire this week. So, that hard drive that caught fire last week didn't catch fire this week. So that's a big plus. And so now we've moved on to a Mac Classic. So this Mac Classic I had worked on a couple weeks ago as a little triage stream, I called it. So, whenever you're working with your compact Macs, you want to pop them open before you work on them. With the Mac Classic and the Classic 2, the issues are always, well, the logic board caps always need to be replaced, but also the analog board has caps that need to be replaced. Okay, so that's those. I haven't looked very closely at all these solder joints on the other parts of the board, but they actually look really nice from what I can see. What are y'all looking at right now? No, the board, or the hard drive from the 5170 spun up. It didn't naturally work. With the 5170s, you need to have the setup utility, and I didn't have one handy. I should have put one on my XT IDE to have that ready, but I screwed up. Okay, so now we need some 2200 microfarad caps. One, two, three. It's gonna go there. Okay, so when I'm doing this, I'm just kind of like pulling the leads apart a little bit so that they don't totally fall out. Alright, so then I come in, put solder on one side of these, hold it in place, then melt that solder on that side so it sits, push up from the other side, make sure they're flush up against the board, and they're good. So now you come back and you do the other side. So this board had a lot of crustiness. I did a post on Mastodon this week about this analog board. When I bought these, the seller was like, "Oh, well, this one works, so it's worth more." And I was like, "No, that's not right at all. Don't turn it on anymore." So the analog board was totally covered up in in that one particular area that gets really bad, it was covered up in nastiness. And the more you use analog boards like that, the more problems you're going to wind up having. It's going to take other stuff with it. So don't use your classics until you fix that part of them. Okay. So now I think we're left with 1000 microfarad caps. $1,016. Okay. 1000 microfarad, 16 volt. There. Splitting it aside. 1000 microfarad. Oh, this one I must have used for something. Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, 1000 microfarad, 16 volt here. Pull that part there. And I should have a 1010 around here somewhere. Okay. Yeah, I actually, out of all the compact Macs, well, aside from an SE30, obviously the SE30s are the best when it comes to the compact Macs, but I really like the Plus. It, System 6 flies on it, as Vic has said here. Excuse me. Plus, the styling on the Plus is my favorite. The way those little fins are on the top of the Plus, that is sexy right there. That's like the ultimate in 1980s designs. I love that styling on the Plus. That's good. All right, and I think we're missing one cap here somewhere. Let's see. 470 microfarad, 10 volt. Okay. While I'm looking at this, I'm doing a quick look to make sure I didn't put any of these in the wrong way. Also just taking a quick look to make sure there aren't any other ones that I've missed that I took out, but I think I'm good. Okay. That one bends like that. Okay. All right, so I think we're good here. Let's put our caps away. And let's see. I'm not an 1980s design, Trina. I'm a 1970s design. Yeah, Plus is very functional. And if you add one of my internal SCSI drive things, let's see, do I have one here? Yeah, yeah. Add internal SCSI to your Mac Plus. Go check my video from last week. All right, I gotta go get the screen from this. I think I want to get a towel tube. Be right back. Okay. Oh, jeez. I'm going to scratch it right before I do the thing that I don't scratch it. Okay. Take an old t-shirt. And this is dirty. I really should clean it before I put it back together. Where did I put my Windex? There we go. Got some Windex. The screen does have a little bit of burn in. This was a well-loved machine. For how clean it was on the inside, it was. This burn-in is a lot. I mean, it's just wild that you can have a system that was clean on the inside with a little bit of burn-in. But stuff happens. Okay. Give this a little dusting. Okay, we got this. So with these, we want to put in 3 of them. You can see also, I forgot to mention when I was putting in the other screws, there are 2 different lengths of screws that go in these compact Macs. The ones that go up here for putting on the back of the back of the system are a longer length, so you want to make sure you use the shorter ones for the rest of the system. And also, when you're putting in these screws, go backwards a little bit until you hear it click down. And then you can start screwing in from there. Yep, there are SE30 reloaded boards, but you basically need to take apart machines that are already screwed up in order to populate them. Okay, so our screen's on, and this goes like this. The thing I really don't like about this chassis, well, a lot of things I don't like about the Classic, but there's no tie-in for over here to up here. Like with some of the other ones, you kind of get a little bit of adhesion between the chassis and the front, and so it's a very weak setup. There are lots of different screws. Always double check to make sure you're using the right screw. I think this one actually takes the other type of screw. So there's 2 different threads that we're looking at here. One's a more coarse thread, the other one's a fine thread. I think this one's the coarse thread. Yep. Yes, I'm definitely not gonna test this until or put it back together until I test it. Okay. Put our anode on. And then our neck board. And now our last screw for the screen. Always make sure to put this grounding wire on there, or bad things can happen. All right. The other thing that you should always do is make sure to put this back on so that you don't shock yourself. That goes like that. But I'm not going to do that right now. So I just want to go over everything. I want to clean up the analog board. Don't forget to put your speaker in. Okay, and so the logic board I actually recapped last week on Dave's stream, and I tested it in a different chassis, so I know the analog board is good. So there's that, our memory card. These are always weird. I hate the memory cards in these things. Another reason I don't like the Plus or Classic. Where did that mouse go? I had a mouse. Ah, here it is. Oh, well, we're not even gonna. Let's just power it up. Make sure it chimes. Oof. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. We got chime. Got no display though. What did I screw up? Oh. Oh, jeez, look at this. Forgot to plug that in. That'll prevent you from getting your screen to turn on. Alright, so we know it chimes, so let's plug in a mouse and a blue SCSI. Thanks, Chris. Where were you 3 seconds ago? Alright, now let's see what we get. 3, 2, 1. Got chime. Oh. Something bad just happened when I moved that. Okay. One thing I didn't check. Sometimes these solder joints are a little iffy. They look okay, but let's hit them real quick. It's not gonna hurt anything. Sorry, I should probably do this under the microscope to make it more interesting, but we're just gonna barrel through and do this super quick. Okie dokie. Oh, yeah, let's put some deoxit. Oh, yeah, that's definitely. Yeah, I remembered that plug had some corrosion in it, so let's deoxit a little bit. I'm gonna have to come back and treat that plug with some vinegar. Yeah, there was some corrosion in there. That's not good. So that could contribute to why we wouldn't get a stable signal. Alright, let's try this again. Oof. Now we're not even getting a chime. So the analog board ground on these is tied in, like the ground is strapped there, and then when you screw in the chassis, it ties it all together. Let's see, I need one of my power cables. 1 second. Let's check our voltages. So it's easiest to do with the hard drive connector. Okay. Let's check this. So we'll start with the 5 volt. That's the most important to get these things to turn on. 5 volts dead on. 12 volts good. Oh. There you go. Okay. Yeah, I have a feeling it's that power connector. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit and show you. Or here. Oof, sorry. So, see how you can see some blue there? That's definitely not good. Let's try it without the memory card. Okay. So that's working there. So it's going to be hard to see, but we got a happy Mac. This probably isn't going to boot. Yeah, we're at 7.1. And it doesn't have enough memory by default. There we go. Okay, I might not have had the memory card seated all the way. Let's try that again. Yep, I think that was our issue. Oh, wait, gotta shut it down for a second. Let's plug in a thing. There we go. I think I just didn't have the memory card seated all the way. It wasn't clicked all the way down. All right, we're booting. Whew, well, that was a lot of stuff. Oh my gosh, it's been going for an hour and 47 minutes. That's incredible. Normally, I don't go this long. Whew. Yes, I know, Trina. I need one more camera at least. So yeah, this 7.1 install actually doesn't like 68,000 processors, so I think this might wind up crashing. But it's on, so I think we're good. I just got to clean up that power connector. That's a bit much. But you can see that this system is way nicer than it was a couple weeks ago. Now that I got a bunch of dirty fingerprints on the front of it, I'm gonna have to clean it again. Oh no, there it goes. All right, we got it going. Ah, Johnny Five is alive. Yeah. Oh yeah. So, yeah. Goodbye, Conflict Catcher 4. Hello, you little Mac. Yep. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yep. So this thing crashes. That's my 7.1 install that's on this drive. It doesn't like 68,000 processors. Whew. All right. Well, that was a lot of stuff. So I'm going to end the stream. I want to thank everyone that's been here today. It was a lot of people. So I know I'm going to miss people, but Trina's Techno Babble, Sloopy Malibu, Eric's Edge, Vic the Vicar, Epictronics, Eduardo Espinoza, welcome. Thanks for coming. Chris Angelis, and Gut Bomb, Sloopy Malibu. Did I already say you? The Pan Man GR, Justin D. Morgan, Tech Knight, Steve Mac 84 was here at one point. One Bit Fever Dreams. And yeah, Alan Gracia. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate coming and hanging out with me while I make these messes. So let's reiterate what we did today. We got that. What did we do first? Oh my gosh, I'm already forgetting. We got my Apple II Plus working with a new character ROM, thanks to Rudy's Retro Intel. We got that IBM hard drive to spin up without catching fire. So that's a plus, right? That's a win. And we got this analog board recapped, and this thing powers up. So yeah, I'm not going to stream next weekend because I'll be down at the VCF East swap meet. So I'll have a little table there set up, getting rid of a lot of stuff. If you want any free printers, stop by my table at the VCF East swap meet. I'll probably have this thing up there for sale pretty cheap. I think I'm going to sell my Mac 2 there, and I don't know, whatever else I can fit in my car. I think I'm going to have a bunch of Sawtooth G4s for like $5 because they don't have any power supplies in them. But yeah, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all for stopping by. I really appreciate you hanging out, and it was good to see you all as always. And go to Dave's Vintage Apple Tech stream tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be there or not, but I might be. Later.